Good evening everyone. Now we are going to start our next lecture, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about one of the important concept of Python programming, that is sorting algorithms. Sorting means arranging the data either in ascending or descending order, and it is basically used in various operations that we will discuss later in this lecture. And here in our example you can also see we are having certain elements. These elements have some alphabets from English dictionary, and we want to arrange them in ascending order, and we are getting the result like this. Similar concept we can also apply on the numeric values, means we can arrange the data that is having some numeric values available in ascending or descending order as per our requirement. Now we will see one more example of sorting, then we will have a little or some definition of the sorting, what are the benefits of using sorting, and then how to work or implement bubble sort and insertion sort in Python. So here is one more example showing the concept of sorting to you. It is in the descending order, we are decreasing the values. It means we can also increase the values if we are using the concept of ascending, and we can also arrange the data in decreasing order, that is known as in descending order. Now what we mean by sorting actually? In computer science, arranging the data in an ordered sequence is known as sorting. Sorting is the most common operation in many applications, and here are some of the common uses of sorting. Making lookup or search efficient. You might have some information or knowledge about the binary search concept, where the data items must be in ascending or in descending order. It means it is for the user to mandatory enter the values in ascending or descending order, but if the elements are not entered in the ascending or descending order, then binary search cannot work. So we must write some instruction in our program. So if the data that is entered by the user is not in the ascending or descending order, so the program or the instruction will do that for you, and this concept is known as sorting. So when you are using the concept of binary search where the data must be in sorted order, you can use bubble sort or insertion sort. Making merging of sequences efficient. Merging means when you are combining the data from more than one data structure in a single unit, then the concept of sorting will be used, and it enables processing of the data in a definite order. Now we will discuss about bubble sort. Now very first we are going to discuss about bubble sort. Bubble sort is a simple sorting algorithm, and it is basically comparison based algorithm. In this what will happen, we will compare adjacent pair of elements, and if they are not in their specific order, then they need to be swapped, otherwise they will remain in their position in which they are. And it is basically used when the number of elements in the list are less, and it is not suitable for the large data sets, and its average and worst case complexity are omega n square, where n is the number of elements available in the list. Now I will tell you the concept of bubble sort with some example, then we will write our program in bubble sort to arrange the elements of a list which contains some numeric values. So let us understand the concept of bubble sort with this example. We are having a list. This list is having 4 numeric values available, 7, 4, 5 and 7. Very first 4 and 7 will be compared. Now 4 is less than 7, then swapping need to be taken place. It means the elements are swapped. 4 comes to the first position, 7 comes to the second position. Now 7 will be compared with 5. Now 5 is less than 7. Now again swapping will take place. 5 will come to the second position, 7 will come to the third position. Now 7 and 2 will be compared. Now 2 is less than 7. Now these elements will be swapped again, 2 and 7. So after first pass, this 7 is at its final position, and now we will compare the elements again from the beginning. Now our elements are 4, 5, 2 and 7. Now 4 and 5 will be compared. Now 4 and 5 are in the order, there is no need to swap, so it will remain same. Now 5 and 2 will be compared. Now 2 is less than 5. Now 2 comes to the second position and 5 comes to the third position. Now 5 and 7 have their final position in the list. Now again we will start from the beginning, 4 and 2. Now 2 is less than 4, elements are swapped again and we are getting the final list. So it is the concept of bubble sort, that after every pass the elements which is having the maximum weight, means our largest element will be settled down at the bottom of the list. Let us understand the working of bubble sort by writing the program, and then we will try to show you the output of the program that is written by us here. So here is our program in Python to implement the concept of bubble sort. What we are doing here, we have created a list of 6 elements. Name of the list is A. We are printing our original list. It means it will show you the actual list that is entered by us. Thereafter, for I in range length of A, length of A is 6, so it means range function will have argument 6. Argument 6, therefore it will generate a list of integers from 0 to 5, and then we are using one more for loop here. It means we are using the concept of nested for loop here for j in range length of A minus 1 minus I. Now what is the need of minus I here? For the very first time the I will have value 0. It means we will go till the second last element of the list, because what we are doing, we are comparing A of j with A of j plus 1, means with the next element, and after every pass we want to skip our last sorted part. That's why we are using minus I here, and its value will be decreased. For the very first time it will have value 0, and for the next iteration it will have value minus 1. It means length of A minus 1 minus 1, it will be length of A minus 2. And if at any position the elements are not in the order, it means if A of j is greater than A of j plus 1, it means if next element is greater than first element, then swapping will take place, otherwise nothing will happen. And after every pass we are printing our list with this print statement available in our program. So let us check the output of the code, whether it is working properly or not. So what you can see here is, in the very first line we are getting our actual or original list that was entered by us, and that we were printing with the help of the print statement in our program. Thereafter, after pass 1, what is happening, 10 is at its final position. Now we will scan the element from the first element to the last, and after second pass 9 is at the final position. Thereafter 8 is at the final position. Now 6 is at the final position. Thereafter 3, thereafter 1. It means if 6 number of elements are there, then after 6 passes your entire list will be sorted. But this sorting algorithm is not suitable if the number of elements are more in your list. In that case we use the concept of insertion sort, quick sort, heap sort, etc. So let us discuss about the insertion sort with its definition, its working, some example, and then actual implementation of insertion sort. Now about insertion sort. Insertion sort basically considers an array that is partitioned into two parts. One is sorted, one is unsorted subarray, and it is in this the very first element is actually sorted. When we will start our processing, then it means our sorted array will just contain the first element of the original array, and then we will start our processing from the second element to the last element. So it is just like the concept of playing the cards. Suppose you are playing the cards which is having total 52 number of cards available, and with 4 players every player will get 13 cards. So what we basically does while playing the cards, we pick our single card if the card and that particular card is already sorted. Now we will pick the second card. If second card is less than the first card, then we put it towards left, otherwise it is added to the right of the original card. Then we will pick our third card and it will be positioned in such a way that all 3 cards, first, second and third, are sorted. Now our remaining 10 cards are unsorted array. Then we will pick the fourth card and so on till we get our 13th card, and in such a way that all the cards from 1 to 13 are arranged in specific order. And let us understand this working with help of one example, and then we will write a program in Python to implement the concept of insertion sort. So here is the same example that I have explained to you, like when you are playing the cards or you are playing the game like Rummy, then you need to arrange the card in the specific order, and for that what the concept that we use is known as insertion sort. It means first card is already sorted, then pick the cards one by one and arrange them in such a way that all the cards are sorted, and this process will continue till we get our last card, and thereafter our entire task will be completed. Now let us write a program in Python to implement the concept of insertion sort. So now here is the program for you to implement the concept of insertion sort in Python. Now we have a list here. Name of the list is A. It is having 6 number of elements, 4, 1, 9, 5, 7, 2. Very first we are printing our original list. Thereafter we have written our for loop statement here for I in range 1 comma length of A. Why we are starting from 1 comma length of A? Because the first element is stored at index 0 and first element is already sorted. That's why we have implemented a for loop here that is from the range 1 to length of A. Key value is the card that we will obtain. It means in the first pass our second card will be our key element. In our next part, in our next iteration, our next element will be our key element. Our j will be I minus 1, means one card before our key element, and this loop will continue till j is greater than 0 and k is less than while j is greater than 0 and value of key element is less than a of j. Then at a of j what we will do, we will put the value of a of j, means at the next location the previous value will be saved and j is equal to j minus 1. This is the process that will continue, because we need to arrange the elements in such a way that suppose you are getting your third card, then third card must be placed at its position that all 3 elements are sorted. When you will get your fourth card, then we need to compare that fourth element or fourth card with all 3 previous cards. That's why we are decreasing the value of j by 1 here, and else part is executing that a of j plus 1 is equal to key. It means the element is added at the next location, and it means that the element is your greater element than the previous element. Thereafter we are printing our list after each and every pass, and thereafter we are printing this print statement, and the output of this print statement, that is in the line number 15, must be similar to the last list output that we obtain with the help of the for loop here. So I think you understand the working here. So let us see what is the output of this code, whether it is working properly or not. Now in the very first line we are getting our original list that was entered by us. After first pass, what is happening, as the key element is 1, so 1 is less than 4, we are getting 1 at the final position and it is our unsorted part. Thereafter what we do, we will obtain 9. Now 9 is greater than 1 and 4, so the output in this pass will be similar to the first part, or the first pass itself. Thereafter we will get the element as 5. Now 5 is greater than 4 and it is less than 9. So 1 4 5 9 is the way in which data is arranged, or it is in the sorted order. Now our 7 and 2 are remaining, that is in the unsorted part. Now we will get input as 2, as the next element or the key element is 7. Now 7 is greater than 5 and less than 9. Now 7 is also at the specific position. Now what remaining is 2. Now 2 is greater than 1 and less than 4. So we are getting our final list like this, and you can see the output of this is similar to the last print statement that we used in our program. It means our program is working properly. So by this our chapter number 2 is complete, and if you still have any doubt in any of the sorting algorithms, that is bubble sort or in insertion sort, then you can ask me for that. And that's all for today, and from tomorrow onwards we are going to start our next chapter, or the third chapter, in which we will discuss about functions. The name of the chapter is working with functions. We will discuss how to use some of the functions which are defined in the standard library of the Python, and then we will discuss about some of the functions for which we need to import some modules, and then we will discuss about writing our own functions in a program, and then invoking or calling the functions with some parameters or values. So I hope you understand the concept here. So from tomorrow we will start our chapter number 3. Thanks.